We tried for 5 years to get pregnant. We saw so many doctors. We were told that we both had medical issues as to why we couldn't conceive.
What are the
Yeah.
chances that you would have two sets of twins? Hi, I'm Chris James, and you're watching The Healthy Alternative. Today we have an extra special guest. My sister Shannon is here to talk a little bit about her health and wellness journey and also to give us a testimonial on some of the products she's used from the AHA shop. So, if you guys are interested in learning more about her journey, that's coming up next. All right, Shannon, thank you so much for joining us. You know, I've been hoping to get you on the show for a long time.
I know, years.
Years. I want to get, I want to get everybody on the show, honestly. Because
It's
if I
gonna
can get you on
happen
the show,
slowly.
huh?
I said it's gonna happen.
Slowly but surely, everybody's going to come over into the fold, man. But yeah, it's been exciting seeing your growth through your health journey. Obviously, we've had a lot of ups and downs, and just seeing where you are now, especially mentally, your mentality has changed so much. It's
Yeah.
very exciting, and also, um, obviously, we've been working very closely together recently. For those who, well, y'all don't know, but Shannon is one of our administrators behind the scenes. So, she does a lot of the things that aren't seen but help make AHA run smoothly. So, I think being closer to the brand has maybe helped um, get you more familiar with the content, and the information, and maybe make some more different changes in your life. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't want to insult you, but we're going to be honest. But, obviously, I've known about your YouTube page since the day you started it. But working with AHA, I'm now put in a position where it is my job to kind of, watch them and help out with some of the behind the scenes stuff that happens on our YouTube page. And so as a result, it's just like, the application of knowledge is power. I hear it. I hear it every day. So I might as well give it a shot, and it's definitely been beneficial for my household. So, yeah.
That's subconscious programming, man. That's You know what I
It's
mean?
inception.
Yeah. It's funny because many of the people on our team have had a similar experience. We had one member of the team, I can't remember. I think he lost like 40 pounds. You know, he it wasn't like he didn't join us because he was like into health and wellness. He was just just brought him on as a team
Yeah.
member. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? No real interest in specifically health and wellness per se, but started to just, consume the content from working around it, started applying it, talking about he's fasting and, all
Yeah.
this stuff. And I'm just like, this is incredible. So, um, I want to start a couple years back
Okay.
because we before we came on, we were kind of talking about the beginning of your wellness journey and what really sparked like the beginning, because we had some early conversations and they were surrounding a very specific topic of fertility, right?
Hmm.
So you were telling me, like, tell us about why you ever even was really interested in health and wellness.
Yeah. So we tried for 5 years to get pregnant, my husband and I, your brother. We tried for 5 years to get pregnant, and we just could not get pregnant. We saw so many doctors, were given so many reasons. We were told that we both had medical issues as to why we couldn't conceive. And we were told that the only thing that we could do to get pregnant was IVF. And so my thought was at the time, well, if I'm going to do IVF, and put my body through this grueling process, I wanted to only do it once. And so I wanted
Mm,
to get my body as healthy as possible to, really be able to produce the embryos that were needed to be produced, and then to be able to have the embryos grow and thrive in my uterus. So I read this book, and I cannot remember the name of it, but it was about um, the egg health, and basically improving your egg health, the quality of your eggs, right? And it talked about everything that we do, from like storing our food in plastic containers, to like the nail polish, the lotions that we use, like all of that stuff, the makeup that we put on our skin, and how it not only does it get into our bloodstreams and our organs, but specifically how those different products impact our uterus and our, fertility or infertility in my case. And so leading up to when I did IVF, I went on this journey where I threw away everything plastic in my house. I changed my cooking utensils to wood and got rid of like the plastic and silicone ones. Got rid of all of the plastic Tupperware. I stopped going to get my nails done every 2 weeks.
Mm,
Stopped wearing makeup. I mean, the whole everything the book suggested, I cut out because I
mm,
just wanted to set it up. And then so we did go ahead and do IVF. I gave birth to twins in 2018, twin boys, and they were healthy. And
mm.
then of course, once they got here, then it was just like, okay, now I want to continue this healthy lifestyle because I want to, pass it on to my children. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, and I remember because after you gave birth, I was like, I gotta come out and see the babies. Gotta come see the babies. So I came out there, and we were talking about some of the things, some of the changes you made, and honestly, you shocked me because when you were going through that process of eliminating all that stuff, I don't think you had really told me that. I think I found out more as you were already doing it, and obviously at the time, AHA was a baby, and
Yeah.
so we everybody was having babies, and I was very happy to hear what improvements you had made, and then the benefits that you were seeing. So you guys ended up having your babies, and what like what when it comes to IVM, what's it called?
Hmm. In
IVM?
vitro fertilization. Yeah.
I just
IVF.
call it in vitro.
Okay.
Um,
In vitro.
so what were the doctors saying about your ability to conceive outside of using that treatment? Like, were
Hmm.
they basically telling you, hey, without this treatment, you can't get pregnant? Or was it like, oh, you just have a really low percentage or 50-50? What was that conversation like?
Yeah, so it wasn't that we couldn't get pregnant. It was that we needed, had we been married to other people, and this is literally what they said, had we been married to other people, we probably wouldn't have had such a hard time conceiving. But we were
Okay.
just like the perfect storm. So, oh gosh, I feel like I'm not ready for this conversation. Isaiah had, I believe it's called low morphology. That might be the wrong term. I apologize in advance. I'm sure people will let me know in the comments if that's the wrong term. But basically, there are 8 different types of sperm shapes and sizes. Only one of those types that actually is the right shape to actually penetrate the egg.
Oh,
And so, my husband has all 8, but he has the least amount of that particular one that is
gotcha.
needed to penetrate the egg. So it wasn't a situation where he didn't have them, where his sperm count was low, or, his swimmers weren't swimming. It was just that he didn't have enough of, so that the chances were that the other 7 types were going to block and crowd it from that one type getting through. And then
Mm-hmm.
on my end, I had PCOS. I had cysts all over the place. I remember going to one doctor's appointment and they're looking at the ultrasound, and they've got me laying in the bed so I can look at the screen and see, and I see them counting all these little circles. It looks like a chocolate chip cookie is what mine looked like. I
Mm.
stopped counting at 32. And
Wow.
so, and at third, and I didn't know what I was looking at, but I'm like, there's 32 circles up there, like something's not right. And so I'm asking the ultrasound tech, and she's not giving me any feedback. She's like, oh, the doctor will come in and interpret everything. And so when the doctor comes in, she starts telling me about all the cysts and the fibroids and all the stuff that she sees. And I'm like, yeah, like I counted 32. And she's just like, yeah, well, there's a lot in there. Um, and so I did actually have to have a surgery prior to even being able to qualify for IVF. And they kind of cleaned out everything and got rid of
Uh,
the fibroids and things like that. But Yeah, so like they said, it was just the perfect storm. We both had our issues.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you have the first set of twins, and then you guys you still maintained at least some of those changes, right? Um,
Hmm. Yeah.
were did Isaiah adopt any of those changes?
Not really. No. He benefited from like me getting rid of the plastic, and I started making my own like body butters and stuff to use on the children and I, and so of course he used it, but he didn't change his eating habits at all. That
Okay.
didn't happen literally until recently.
Okay.
Um, yeah,
Yeah. We got to see if we can get Isaiah on for an interview too.
yeah,
But
you'll have to get him on too.
yeah, he definitely needs to come and he's got an incredible story at this point to tell.
Yeah,
But the reason why I'm asking these prompting questions is because a couple years later, you all ended up having babies again.
we did. We did. Yeah.
So what happened with your second pregnancy? Because
Yeah.
you didn't you just did the in vitro one time, right?
We did the in vitro the one time, and we were fine. We are a family of four. We had two twin boys, and we were just grateful that we had our miracle babies. And I did maintain the lifestyle. So at that point I had stopped eating meat. Well, let me clarify. I was a pescatarian, so I
Okay.
only ate seafood. Um, and then I ate a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruit, because I was nursing. And I was nursing too, and so I wanted to make sure that the boys got everything that they needed, in terms of nourishment. And so I was very cautious about what I put in my body. And then, yeah, to your point, um, we got pregnant. The boys were like 13 months, I think. And I got pregnant with the girls, our second set of twins, 100% natural. I know, 100% natural. And I think it had a lot to do with me maintaining that lifestyle. And also, I went and got a V steam. So here in Atlanta, there's a lot of them, a lot of like Asian spas. And they offer like these vaginal herbal steam treatments. And
Hmm.
you go in, you sit on them, like they put a cape on you, it's really hot. And they swear that you're supposed to do it once a month after your cycle, and that it just really cleans you out and gets rid of all of the impurities and all that stuff out. And it was my first time doing it, and I was just a little skeptical, but I'm like, hey, why not? It's an
Right.
experience. Um, and literally 3 weeks later is when I conceived the girls. So, um, yeah, yeah.
Maybe they know what they talking about down there.
Maybe they know what they're talking about. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. So yeah, yeah,
So now you guys had some pregnancy the 100% natural way, completely didn't even see it coming. And what is
right.
the chance now? That's two sets of twins.
Yeah,
What are the
yeah.
chances that you would have two sets of twins?
Oh my gosh. I don't even know. We get asked that all the time. I really need to look it up. But yeah, I don't know. It's a blessing though. It's a
Man,
blessing. Two sets of twins, less than 2 years apart. So they're 23 months apart. So the boys were still one when the girls were born. So yeah,
oof,
pretty
that's
awesome.
in, that
Pretty
listen,
awesome.
that is you super mom over there. Two sets of twins. That is whew, I can only imagine. So I think that the this part of your story really just goes to show that we're often told by mainstream medical, hey, these are your options. You have option A and option B, and sometimes we don't realize that there is a third option, which is I think one of the reasons why it was important for me to create this brand, a healthy alternative, to just show people there
Yeah.
can be another option that you're not being told about and you might not be aware about. And It's way less invasive. It's a holistic practice. It's going to help not just with what it is you're looking to improve, or whatever particular outcome you want, but you may get unintended benefits as well. You're
Mm,
probably going to get unintended benefits. So
absolutely.
obviously, you have your babies, every life is going on, you see the brand growing and everything. I'll be saying stuff to you here and there. Boom. You ended up, working with us, which I love. I love the fact that I get to work with family. And recently you had mentioned wanting to try the appetite suppressant tea, and then also I also sent you a castor pack, which
Mhm.
I don't even think you were really familiar with what they were at the time. I'm not sure,
Yeah, I mean,
but
I've seen the videos where we talked about them, but
okay,
that was it. Yeah.
okay. So, what have you been doing recently for your health and wellness? Like, what prompted you to even want the tea and have those kind of tools?
Yeah, so I've just been I feel like my life, not I feel like, but my life has been going through a transition recently, just changing of seasons. And I just wanted to focus on my health. I know that I wanted to fast, and I knew that I wanted to do an extended fast. Um, Isaiah did a 30-day fast, I think in October, November. And so I knew I didn't want to do a 30-day, but I wanted to do something. I wanted to do something over the course of 30 days, whether that was like intermittent fasting or, I thought about 5-2s. I thought about juice fasting. And so I knew that I wanted to do something starting in January, but I also knew that I needed some sort of support, you know, um, and so that's why I wanted to try the teas. So, and then also, I mean, obviously, I've been hearing about the teas. I read all the reviews about them, so I'm like, okay, well, let's try this appetite suppressant and, see what it's like. So I was glad. One, it was really, really, really good.
Mm.
Um, yeah, it was good. Can we just like we taste and we eat with our eyes first. So, um when I made the tea and it comes out like this really dark, dark, rich, like purple plum color. I'm
Mm.
like, "Oh, this looks good." So I got really excited to try it, and then it did not let me down. Like it really, really is a good tea. Um, and I probably had maybe 20-25 ounces, and it sustained me.
Mm.
I drank it probably at around 2-3 o'clock, which would be the normal time that I would have lunch if I was going to eat a lunch. And so I drank it right around 2-3 o'clock. And I mean, up until I went to bed, like I never got hungry. I was good. I was good.
Wow.
And I never went back and grabbed a little bit more. I was fine.
Mm.
So yeah. I honestly, I think I texted you. I was like,
You did.
"This really
You
works."
text me in all caps, like, Chris. Well, you call me brother. This really worked. I was just like, yeah. Well, it's interesting because you probably see more of the testimonials than I do, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, and so I got my first in person testimonial when we went to the retreat. We had the retreat back in August, and one of the ladies had been using the tea up until that point, but she either forgot it or like had stopped using it. I can't remember, while she was at the retreat. And she was like, Chris, I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't know if that tea was working or not, but I have not had it for the past day or two, whatever it was. Oh, trust me, it worked because I'm feeling it now.
Wow.
Like she was talking about how hungry, I guess her appetite had come back. Um, and we have had a very difficult time keeping that stuff on the shelves. I think I got, for those who don't know what we talking about. There we go. The appetite suppressant tea. I've been having a tremendous difficulty just keeping it on the shelves, which just shows you it works. It's
Yeah.
nourishing. It's nourishing the microorganisms in your system. It's not necessarily sating you, but it's sating your microorganisms, which is better. And then that
Mhm.
way, you guys, if you're going to use it with your fast, it'll help you be more successful. One thing I remember you telling me was when you fast, day one is always really challenging. Is that right?
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
Always. Like day one for me, especially on a water fast, like strict water fast or dry fast, day one is like headaches, fatigue, just the emotional up and downs, like, do I really want to do this?
Yeah.
um, but yeah, and that headache, I mean, like the headache on day one for me on a scale of 1 to 10, it's always like a 7 or 8. It's like,
Wow.
what am I doing, Shannon? Like, why are you like give up? But,
Mm.
I didn't have any of that. I didn't have
Wow.
any of that with the tea, like, and I purposely drank it at my normal, like, first meal time because
Hmm.
I was trying to prevent that, it's like, I don't want a headache coming around 4 or 5 o'clock, and I
Right.
never got it. I never got it.
Hey,
Yeah,
the
I never
proof's
got
in the
it.
tea.
Yeah, it is. It is.
That's what's up.
So,
So I
yeah.
also sent you a caster pack. What was your experience with that?
Man, that castor pack is so cool. Um So let me just say, I don't know what it's supposed to do or what it's supposed to like feel like. But for
Hmm.
me, like, have you ever seen like a magnet and like all the little things like kind of being drawn to it or whatever? Like,
Hmm.
that's how I kind of felt. Like somebody had a magnet on my belly and like, all these little particles and stuff were just kind of moving around as a result.
Huh.
And I would say, so I slept in it. I put it on, um, I put it on maybe around 10 o'clock and I stayed up for about another hour watching TV with it on. And within that hour is when I felt, all of the movement or whatever.
Uh,
And then I went to sleep. By the time I went to sleep, I kind of stopped feeling it.
hmm.
And I just slept with it on all night and it didn't bother me or anything. Um, so yeah, so I've been using it um almost every night. There are some nights that I haven't put it on. But I'll say
Hmm.
like every night that I wear it, I feel that like sensation. So
Really?
it's interesting. Yeah.
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 Well, I don't know if you've done a liver flush or not.
I haven't.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
so like with the liver flush, because we typically recommend putting the castor pack over the liver. You can put it over any
Yeah.
organ or system in your body, but we typically recommend starting with the liver. It's just an excellent place to start. And when you do the liver flush, especially that day when you take the oil mixture, like you do the actual flush, you feel your liver stimulated. You really do, and
Mm,
I think what you're experiencing is something similar to that stimulation. The liver has all these little tunnels and little pathways and that get gunked up and clogged with mucus and crystals and biofluid and stuff like that. And it pulsates. It pulsates and it
mm,
basically starts to stimulate like a flow to help get
mm,
that stuff out of the liver. And it sounds like that's maybe what you're experiencing. But um, I will say that in general, feeling something is always good because it's like, okay, I know it's working. Like I know it's doing something. But even if you don't feel anything, some people don't. I've had people message me like, Chris, I've been using the caster pack for, I don't know, let's say 3 days because it's usually really early on. They haven't been using it very long. It's nothing's happening. What am I supposed to experience? And I'm like, it's not always going to be an outward expression. Now, funny enough, that same person or those same people come back to me after a week and was like, yeah, that caster pack had me going to the bathroom, or
mm.
I've lost inches off my belly, or whatever. So it's
Yeah.
just one of them things that sometimes it's a silent thing, and you got to really be paying attention to your body, maybe measuring, or just paying attention to your bowels. But all I can say is, if you're using it, it's working
Yeah.
because that oil is going to penetrate deep and it's going to help clear your liver.
Yeah.
Um, when it comes to the health and wellness thing, consistency is important. It's important to give things time. Everyone's body
Mhm.
is a little different, but I use the castor packs. way back in the day. I very first found out about them, and then I was just like, why am I not promoting this to the group? It's a great tool.
Yeah.
So for those who are looking to do any type of detoxification, like if you're going to do fasting, the castor pack will help mitigate your detox symptoms. So Shannon, you know you're talking about your hunger, your headaches, things of that nature, maybe some other detox symptoms. Wearing the castor pack will actually help mitigate that, especially if you start doing it before you do your fast.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I think it's important too. We didn't talk about this, but the reason you sent it to me is because on day 4, anytime I fast, like on day 4, I get this weird thing that happens with my lips. Like
mm,
my lips swell up so big. I have very small lips, but my lips swell up so big that it's painful. They
mm,
wind up splitting on the sides, so that I can't like really open my mouth. Obviously, it's like I can't put anything on them. I usually put coconut oil or something on them just to try to keep them moist. They get
mm,
really dark. They're still pretty dark now as they recover from the last fast that I did. But it's just the weirdest. It's the weirdest detox symptom. So
it
like,
is.
so yeah. So I think that's why you sent it to me because I think I texted you and Steven like, what the heck? Look at my lips. Like,
Yeah.
why does this keep happening? And I think the last time it happened, I was fasting. I think it happened right before I came to Dallas. And
Mm-hmm.
I came down, I was visiting you guys in December, and my lips were like very, very dark because I had just came off a fast. And
Yeah.
then coming in the beginning of January, one it happened again and they were very dark. And so then you sent that to me.
Yeah.
I will be honest and say I am afraid to get to day 4 because I'm just, so I'm like doing 3 days at a time.
Mm.
um, but yeah, hopefully maybe in another couple weeks you know, I'll get to day 4 again and hope my lips won't break out. So we'll see what
We definitely
happens.
got to test it again, but look,
We have to test it.
three days is great. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You already know we teach 3 days, 3 day
yeah,
fasting.
yeah,
As a matter of fact, we have our R72, which is I'm sorry, our JR72
yeah.
starting January 28th, which is it's a juice fast and it's a
Mhm.
rolling juice fast. And so I teach those 3 day fasts, those 72-hour fasts for a very important reason. You get a tremendous benefit from the fast itself, but it really does help mitigate detox symptoms. It helps keep you from getting too deep into the fast where
Yeah.
you may start experiencing things that kind of turn you off to fasting.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
what you're experiencing is actually one of the reasons why I like those 3 day fasts, and they're very effective.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I would say keep doing what you're doing, and then when you feel a little bit more comfortable, because as you fast, like your 3 day fasting is going to help remove. Because I've never that particular detox symptom, I've never actually had anybody tell me that I
Yeah.
recall. So
Yeah.
it is unique, but once again, just like any other detox symptom, it's really just understanding what the body is doing. And I think you're doing the right thing, not trying to push through it, you know,
Yeah.
do the 3 days, do your castor pack, do your tea, and then maybe in 30 days or whatever, you could see what a 4 day looks like.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds like a plan.
I listen. If you guys are interested in joining our JR72, I'm gonna put the link in the description. Probably be in the comment section, and we teach a full. It's a full course. It's a full class. You get videos. I think we have maybe 16 videos that goes with that particular challenge. We do live streams. On average, our live streams are about once a week, but then we also do like impromptu live streams, and then you guys get you get introduced to our secret community where you get to interact with the literally hundreds of other people. We just announced it like I don't know 2 days ago. We already have over 100 people registered. So we typically have anywhere from 500 to 800 people in these challenges. So it's just an amazing space to be motivated, encouraged. You can ask questions. The people in the community actually teach each other. In addition to the lesson plan, you guys get a PDF guide. It is an amazing product. So if you guys want to lose, 20 pounds this month, right? We start January 28th. So if you guys want to lose 20 pounds in February, if you want to do it the most seamless possible way, if you want to be as efficient as possible and get knowledge of different tools that can make it easy, come join the JR72. It's going to be incredible. It's the first fast of the year, and it's going to set us up for the rest of the year and the different challenges we have coming. So, one thing I wanted to do before we end, Shannon, is the reason why you work with us is because you have your own business. So that's something that you started. What was it, last year, 2023?
2023, yeah, yeah. It's been almost a full year. Um, so the name of my company is Alexander and Fifth. It's named after my twin boys, um,
I love that name.
Isaiah Freeman the Fifth, and Josiah Alexander. So it's
Nice.
Alexander and Fifth, and we are a virtual assistant agency. So we have clients all over the country in all different lines of businesses. Obviously, AHA is one of them. We have people in the beauty and cosmetic space. We have doctors, we have senators, we have national organizations, all that are our clients, and we just support them on the back end. All the stuff that um, all the stuff that's time consuming, that as a small business owner, they just want to get off their plate. So a lot of customer service, a lot of email response, a lot of putting systems in place and bookkeeping. And I work with a team of contractors, and we just support them however we can. So it's been rewarding.
I was extremely happy to find that you were doing this. I
Yeah.
said, look, I need you. I want you. I gotta have you. So I'm like, let's work something out because you know,
Yeah.
I cannot put a dollar amount on what it means to be able to tell someone, "Hey, I need XYZ done." And you lay the task out, and for it to be completed well, efficiently, on time, and basically it's seamless. It's basically turnkey. You know what I mean? Like, for me, I do not like micromanaging. I'm not a micromanager. I know a lot of you guys out there are, fitness influencer, wellness coaches, you might have a real estate business or whatever the case is. Shannon's team literally is run the gambit. No matter what your profession, I mean, whether you're a senator or whether you have a small ice cream parlor or even an herbalist, like they handle just so much stuff. So if you guys are interested, if you have a business or something like that, look, she's got my approval. I use her. Now listen, Shannon, I didn't even really want to promote you because I don't want attention being taken away from my business. So you can have some new clients, but just make sure, what I'm saying, you take care of AHA.
I got you. I got you.
How can people find you? Like, you got an Instagram or something to share?
I do. So Instagram is going to be Alexander and Fifth, at Alexander and Fifth. And then you can also email us, info at Alexander and Fifth. And then our website is www.alexanderandfifth.com.
Okay, and fifth is 5th, or is it spelled out fifth?
5th. Yes,
Okay,
yes. It is not spelled out. Yeah.
okay. All right. Well, listen, y'all. First, Shannon, thank you so much for coming on. I think that I would love to check in on you, see what your wellness journey has been like. Maybe in a month or so. I'd love to take a deeper dive when you're ready. I'm gonna do my best to get your husband, my brother, on here and see if we could talk about his journey because that's just been incredible. Um,
Yeah.
but with that being said, we appreciate you spending time with us. If you all enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, subscribe, comment, share. We do this, man. We over here helping everybody, including family. You know what I mean? That makes me feel good.
Yes.
Um, but anyway, as always, the application of knowledge is power, and we will see you all next time.